The one thing that you have to do in order to have trust in anybody, okay, is first of all, you have to trust God. You have to trust the fact that God is in control of everything and that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes we think that because it's negative, we shouldn't have trust. Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming to our YouTube channel, Innocent Love. Really appreciate that. Today we're going to talk about the second part of our 4-part series. Why that's a part of it? Trust me. The second part is called I Have Trust Issues, okay? And this message is going to be particularly for you, the audience, the people who have trust issues with somebody else, okay? This is what I want to talk about today. If you have not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do so, especially if you like our content. I'd really appreciate it. That way you will be notified of every video that we are posting, especially now. You do not want to miss those series, the one that we're doing right now. Now, if you have not seen the last one, which is the previous one before that, I suggest you watch that one first before you watch this one, because this is going to be the second part of the 4-part series, okay? So with that said, let's talk about it. Reason number one is the reason why you have trust issues is because you have a problem with yourself. You have a problem with your self mentality. You're not safely, you're not secure, you're not satisfied in your own self. And what happens is because you have no self satisfaction and safety and security in your own heart, you have to somehow pass it on to somebody else in your life. Okay, this is going to be the fundamental problem of why you have trust issues, because you have problem even trusting yourself. It is something that is generally born in you. You grew up with that. You had it in you. It may have come through birth. It may have come through very tragic experiences in your life, maybe great disappointments in your life. And all these things are basically inside of you, and it's automatically poured on to somebody else, whoever comes close into your life. Okay, you just naturally have a trust issue problem, and you basically don't trust anything. You don't trust that person. You don't trust that person. You think that everybody is a deceiver. Everybody is trying to trick you. Everybody is trying to get to you, whatever. And you just have a wall around yourself. Okay, there are so many levels with that. You know, it can be through traumatized experience. It could be through violent experience that happened in the past. It could have come through abuse in your childhood. It could have come through a very bad example from your parents in your life, okay? That it could have come for so many different things, okay? And all these things can contribute to of why you personally have trust issues. It can come from other things. It could have come even from your current relationship, that you have experienced a great disappointment, and it's something that you just cannot get over it and get out of it, and basically put your trust back into that person because of the things that you have experienced in your life. So many reasons of why you personally have trust issues, but I know that you also come here to find out of what I personally can do about having those issues resolved out of my life and to not have trust issues anymore. Now, the one thing that you have to do in order to have trust in anybody, okay, is first of all, you have to trust God. That's the very first thing. You have to trust the fact that God is in control of everything and that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes we think that because it's negative, we shouldn't have trust. Trust is not determined about, or it has to be something good, or otherwise I won't trust it, okay? It can also be bad. You have to trust that God knows what He's doing in that person's life, whether it's good or bad, whether it influenced you in a good way or in a bad way. You have to trust that there's a reason of why these things happening in that life, in your life, or whatever. Okay, because if you have trust issues and you literally don't have trust in God, and that He has control in your life and He has control in anybody else's life, whether it's affecting you positively or negatively. The reason why you have trust issues is because you want to be in control of circumstances that you cannot control. Okay? This is the foundation. Sometimes we think I have trust issues is because of that person or because of you or because of you. But the problem is within. The problem is within. Because we have to realize the fact that we cannot control our life. We cannot control anything. We can only control our trust to God. We can only control what He has promised us. We can only control that He is in control by realizing that. Okay? Trust in God first. That is the core. If you have that, then you will trust everything else naturally, because you realize that everything happens for a reason, that God is in control. He is never surprised of all the things that happen around us. He is not surprised that that person cheated on you. He is not surprised that your boyfriend or your girlfriend walked away from you. He is not surprised that your parents didn't raise you when you were a child and didn't teach you the right things in your life. If you see all these things from that perspective, then you have a whole new idea that actually trust even doesn't exist. It is actually void. It is not even there. You have trust issues, but the fact is that you don't even know what trust is. How can you have issues about it? You have to trust in God. You have to know and believe that He is in control of your life. Okay? And if you realize this, guess what? All your trust issues for everybody in your life, whether it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or whatever, or your friends or your brothers and siblings or whatever you want to call it, you won't have these issues anymore because you know that you can't control them in the first place. You can't. You can influence. You can maybe tell them, hey, this, but don't rely upon it, because once you start relying upon it, then you're going to realize yourself again, I can't rely upon it because this person is not trustworthy. And no one is trustworthy because every man is a liar. Every woman is a liar. We all make mistakes. We all screw up. This does not justify the fact that you can do whatever you want, okay? So don't miss this one, okay? Just because you're not perfect doesn't mean that you can go out there and do whatever you want. You have to work on yourself to be trustworthy to your partner. Do the best you can. Don't be perfect because you can't be perfect, okay? But do the best you can so that the other person will trust you more, if that's what it takes. But on the other hand, as a person, if you have a problem, if you have trust issues, you have to realize that fundamental fact. You're not in control of your life. No one is in control of their life. If you don't trust anybody or you have trust issues, you're automatically not trusting God. That's what you're doing, okay? So in order to heal from that, in order to heal from these trust issues, change your perspective on God and realize that He is in control. And nothing happens for a surprise, as a surprise to Him. He's not going to be like waking up the next day, oh crap, what happened? What happened? I didn't plan that. God knows. He knows these things happen. He knows it way ahead. He's not surprised as these things happen. So, and sometimes God can even answer you and give you peace. You have trust issues, please trust God. If you trust Him, that He's in control, then you automatically won't be worried about anybody else. You will trust them, whether they do good or bad, because like I said before, trust in God comes first. Okay? So, that's what I want to talk about. I know this was, again, a very short message, but like I said before, it is a 4-part series. So I'm breaking this whole thing because I don't want to talk about the whole thing, because I don't want to forget something and say, hey, what about this perspective? What about this perspective about trust? What about this perspective, you know? So I don't want to forget something, so I'd rather just break it up into parts, okay? So guys, if you have any comments regarding trust issues, now remember, I don't want any comments. I want to have a comment response based on what I was talking about, you know? What issue do you have? If you have trust issues in your life, tell me why. Comment that below. Tell me why you have trust issues, and remember what I said of how you can resolve that. Okay? It's God. Okay? So with that said, guys, I hope that I answered you, or I hope that you got what you were looking for in this video, because I'm really trying to focus on the topic of the message in this video and trying to keep my message based on the topic. Okay? So with that said, guys, I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you coming to Innocent Love. And with that said, guys, I see you next time. Peace out. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hey, if you have not seen the first part of this video, check it out, okay? The first part called Why Does My Partner Not Trust Me? Coming up next.